Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Check. There we go.
You want to hold it? Hold it. Have it on.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Good morning, everyone. Hope you're doing great. And welcome to ETH Denver and the Buidl Hub. My name is John. I'm the DevRel director for BNB Chain, and it's a pleasure to be here representing the ecosystem. So, quick words about BNB Chain. We are committed to advance Web3 and the blockchain technology, and also connecting all EVMs that are able to communicate, whether in an interoperable capacity or just building on top of the network. And we're here to foster that integration, to give you all the tooling that you might need to do so. We're proud to offer a range of hackathon bounties at ETH Denver 2023, and these are designed to reward the most innovative and impactful projects building on top of the network. And also, we just released our decentralized storage platform, which is called BNB Greenfield. Make sure to check it out at bnb.org. It's quite cool. Firstly, we're looking for projects that want to explore programmable decentralized storage utilizing BNB Greenfield. We believe that programmable decentralized storage is critical for the growth of the ecosystem and beyond. For the next one, we're looking for a transparent bridge from private chains to public chains. Interoperability is crucial to the success of Web3, and we're willing to reward you guys builders finding these kind of solutions. So feel free to go crazy in there. Third, we're looking for risk management and mitigation projects that are kind of tackling this area, which we believe also that is quite crucial. So yeah, that's going to be the third part of the bounties reward that we're going to be giving. Then we want to invite everyone to design and develop Kotlin SDK for Android developers and integrate it with the Android Studio to develop the blockchain-based mobile applications easily. This is going to be connected between the Android development and the CK BNB. This is also going to be part of the 2023 strategy that we're going to be coming out with. Check it out at bnb.org is ZK BNB, from rollups to interoperability with other EVM. Finally, we're offering a bounty for decentralized governance apps on the BSC network. I believe this is going to be pretty cool. And the app should be enabled to enable community members to participate in the decision-making process regardless of their location. This goes tied with the decentralized governance in the BSC network. So whenever you hear that BNB is not that open as other EVMs or L1s, feel free to check it out and build. We're trying to open the doors to you all. And finally, we're here to basically support your journey. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me personally. My name is John. I'm always wearing these, some people say cool glasses, others say nerdy glasses, doesn't matter, but it's easy to recognize me, and a yellow hoodie. I'll be able to support you and give you all of the information regarding BNB tooling, how to navigate the waters in the decentralized storage facility, BNB Greenfield, and the ZK unit that we're building. Thank you so much. Enjoy it and have a beautiful journey at ETH Denver.
Hello. Got my buff corn situated. How's everybody doing? You still awake? Great. I don't love the light in here. Right. I can't see anybody. Hi, I'm Joshua, and this is Will. And we're two of the founding stewards of Opolis. Opolis is a member-owned digital employment cooperative. If you were listening to the SportDAO presentation, very similarly styled. It is a Colorado LCA, and that means that our members are our owners. And so the way it works is we help take individuals who contribute to DAOs, Web3 workers, freelancers, anybody who's working for pre-tax income, and make it so that they're able to work compliantly in the space, which is a really big deal, especially as we head into tax season. So what we do is we help take individuals, wrap them in an employment vehicle. We invoice the employment vehicle, their LLC, essentially, for their invoice. We process it. We pay all the state, local, federal taxes, all the benefits premiums you opt into, like healthcare, dental, vision. We opt into HSA, FSA, retirement accounts, and then we direct deposit on the first and third Friday of each month a paycheck in cash. And so what this does is it enables the freelancer, the DAO contributor, whoever, to be able to instead say, I work for Magic Internet Money from Magic Internet Companies, to say, I'm a developer in a cooperative, or I'm a writer at a cooperative, I'm a real estate agent at a cooperative. And this paper makes it so that financial institutions view you as not a very risky and crypto person. All right, so Will and I are going to present bounties related to improving the cooperative for all of our members.
Yeah, so I guess the first one we have...
Yeah, what's the first one?
We're going to talk about retirement. So it's one of the benefits we have. Currently, you can get a traditional, TradFi 401k, and you can contribute. And if you think about those, if you've ever experienced a normal retirement account, you log in and you set your retirement age, you set your income that you want post-work to be able to retire on, live on comfortably. And it gives you a slider and recommendations of things that you might consider this index fund that's more stable. They'll give you the right growth to achieve retirement by this X date and this X income. Majority of our members are not TradFi folk, the good folk here.
Yeah, I think like 70% of our payroll volume is crypto.
That's right. So who wants to take their crypto that has potentially a lot more upside and put those savings into a TradFi when you could do DeFi? So to that end, our first bounty is building a simple app that allows you to calculate your retirement based on your crypto earnings. So using different protocols, calling into different APIs. We really just want a simple prototype. I'm going to read here a little bit because we are the non-technicals of the project. So
yeah, they don't get in until later in the week.
So we want to do a simple working prototype of the app that will help people plan for retirement using their crypto savings and DeFi yields. The first requirements is to have a MetaMask Wallet Connect application, a way to set your retirement goal as far as money saved towards your yield, interest required to retire by the set age and income that you desire, a chart or calculator showing progress towards that retirement goal as you save and as you earn, current yields from popular investments, so we're talking the Aves, the Curves, the Yearns, other DeFi protocols, and then basic recommendations how people can achieve their retirement goals using their crypto yield. Bonus points if you work in TradFi APIs for something like an Empower retirement to pull in both crypto and TradFi. That's bonus points, but that's the first one.
Cool. All right. That is bounty number one. Bounty number two. So Opolis strives to be a global public utility infrastructure for employment. Global means not just the US dollar, it's lots of different currencies. And the same thing goes for the Ethereum ecosystem, the Web3 ecosystem. There are many different ecosystems that are all part of this. That are all part of this wonderful ecosystem we're building together. Right now, we process payroll primarily on the Ethereum mainnet and on Polygon using MUSDC. But the future is multi-chain. And so, Will. Yeah, this is the part where you do. We need to work on our Abbott and Costello bit. Huh? Oh, no, either we do it together. Yeah, if you would like to read from it.
You're going to have to pull it up.
Okay, thank you. We are partnering with Near to expand into their vastly growing ecosystem And what we would like to do is be able to process payroll on Near. So Will's going to pull up the bounty and read from it because we were told to stay on script.
Oh, I just opened the retirement one again. You can just
No, we're not off script. Do you have any questions? Are there any questions so far?
All right, we're almost there. Thanks for your patience. I thought Josh was handling this one. Here we go. So the second one is basically building an escrow system for collecting payroll payments on the Near mainnet. So to qualify for this one, it's build a smart contract that matches the functionality of our current Opolis Pay contract. You can find that on our GitHub. Build a subgraph that helps push that data into our product. And a simple front end that takes parameters such as payroll ID, USD amounts, to allow someone to pay in a chosen token after connecting their Near wallet. We have a bunch of resources on our GitHub. Check the video, check the links in the Buidl box, and happy biddling. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for coming.
All right. Give us a moment. I'm looking for ZK Sync and MetaMask. There you are. Hey, Anthony. Awesome. So up next, we have Anthony from ZK Sync, and he's going to talk about their bounties. Dude, you got it. All right. You ready? Try. What? Oh, slideshow. Work. No. You want to hold it?
No, I'm going like this.
You got it, man.
The light's too strong. Hey, what's up, guys? Let me ask you a question. How much time do I have? All right, cool. Hey, my name is Anthony. We're with ZK Sync, and we're going to present our bounties. Really excited to be here. Really excited to see you guys. And bear with me. All right. So what is ZK Sync? Thank you. We're a zero knowledge rollup layer 2. Essentially, we're a layer 2 protocol. You can think of us as a side street. Instead of having to do everything on the Ethereum network or an alt chain, you can use ZK Sync. The benefit is that it looks and feels just like Ethereum, but with lower fees. Cheap and fast transactions on a global scale. And the real cool thing about ZK Sync is, first of all, it's a zero knowledge rollup, which means that you rely on cryptography instead of optimistic assumptions. So it just works, right? If the network is down, you can still kind of retrieve your funds. So there's zero trust necessary. We also support native account abstractions, which is really good. It allows, the way I explain account abstraction is a really fancy term, but basically it allows companies to create curated Web3 experiences. So you smoothen onboarding, security, and retention. Okay, so the bounties, the money, the fun stuff. The first track, it's around wallet logic. The idea is to use account abstractions and paymasters to create compelling user experiences or smart contract wallet experiences. So some suggestions are like, how do you use, let's say, a multi-sig wallet and account abstraction to increase safety and self-custody for users, or how to onboard users to simplify interactions, like reducing clicks and things like that. Design is really good. How do you create sort of a nice GUI that allows you to create an easy, customizable wallet creator? So, instead of having an EOA wallet, you can have create a wallet and then put some specifications in it and be able to kind of like have a customized account. And then retention, like how do you use paymasters to keep people? The second one is developer tooling. So developer tooling is like underrated, right? I love developer tooling. We have the ZK Sync CLI, and we're giving bounties out to folks who add new features to the CLI. Essentially, if you add features to the CLI, if you create new tools that improve the developer experience, so like account abstraction, smart contract wizard like Open Zeppelin, or if you create a tutorial, that's actually really interesting. We'll give out prizes for that. Reach out to me. Even if you don't win, there's still like, grants and bounties later. And judge requirements. It's very simple. Be original, have clear documentation. The code needs to work. So originality is, there's a lot of UX problems in Web3. So being able to use account abstraction on ZK Sync to solve those onboarding issues would help. Also, clear documentation. Obviously, your README needs to be clear to the point and be able to, just clearly describe what who your team is, what the dApp does, and how to install it, and then describe how you build the app, and then a working MVP. And that's it. Pretty simple. Reach out to me afterwards. I'd love to talk to you, and I'll explain more. Thank you.
You crushed it. All right. We ready? We got MetaMask. Oh, nice. Did the little cable go?
Small.
It is good.
Oh, you're good.
What's up, everybody?
You can hold it if you want.
Oh, that's fine. I was just doing some gym.
All right.
How are you guys? Are you guys excited about Denver? Oh, wait. We need to hear everybody. Are you guys excited about Denver? Yeah. Awesome. Welcome, everybody. So, my name is Francesco, part of the Everell team at Consensus. And I'm excited to bring you 40K of bounties. Woo, nice. Awesome. So, every year is always getting better. Greater submissions, great discussion with developers, great feedback. And this year we thought a lot about our challenges, our bounties, right? And we have a full description, but those are the highlights. MetaMask snaps. How many of you guys build or know what MetaMask snaps are? Nice. Some people. So many strangers here that we don't know who they are. But cool. So for anybody that doesn't know, snaps are literally like an extension on top of your MetaMask, built by the community for the community. Everybody can build snaps. So that's the most important part. And the first 20K are going on snaps challenges. So we thought about a lot. And by the way, our colleagues will do a couple of presentations on snaps this week, and we also show you what are the big use cases are. But we identified three main verticals, right? Security, scalability, identity, and literally anything snaps. So part of this could be a bunch of smaller use cases. But so security and scalability. So I don't know if you guys tested some non-EVM compatible snaps. But literally now you can use MetaMask with also like BTC or IPFS, and there are a bunch of examples out there. But that's basically what we're looking for. So everything that is improving user experience by enhancing security and adding non-EVM chain to the wallet. So non-EVM compatible snaps are something that we're looking for. Think about that. Back in some hackathon before in DEF CON, some 16 years old built a Cosmos snap. That was super cool. And we're very happy about all this. So second vertical, identity and communication. So everything that has to do with decentralized identity, ownership, verification, and Web3 communication. Think about that people can build using like push APIs or anything that an event is triggered, you get a notification directly on your natively, right? And we thought about also like 3, 2, and 2 memorable mention. So this is also a 7K total bounty. And the third one is basically anything bounty, right? So everything that has to do with, think about like other use case, layer 2, account abstraction, MPC, although MPC could also be in security and scalability, but MPC snaps are also quite cool. And yeah, that's also 6K in total bounty. And the idea and the rationale behind splitting and having multiple teams is that really like after the hackathon, it's not finished. We want to support, we build also and launch the MetaMask Grants DAO, and not just with grants, we also support inside the ecosystem with our developer community calls, our Twitter spaces, so everything that has to do with building further your Snap, because obviously the long-term goal is having a community Snap portfolio that everybody can install and use. Cool. So the second tranche, oh, this is cool. Just get this QR code. We build basically a tuned portfolio of resources, thanks to our colleague Christian, with a Snap monorepo that you can start with directly, and also some smaller resources, literally like 5 minutes, 5 minutes tutorial, 15 minutes tutorial, and the pre-built Snap example, like the BTC Snap, IPFS Snap, and a bunch of other Snap that you can check it out and use. So second, Infura, 14K, that's also quite exciting. NFT API endpoints, that's the first prize, 3, 2, and 1K. That's basically how to use the NFT API. There are a bunch of also like tutorials, and the documentation is also actually much better now. Second prize is best multi-network deployment using Infura. As you know, like we launched different network support. Yeah, and archive data is also a big part of this. So best use of archive data, you can definitely combine with other bounties. And best use of Lens. So who is from Lens here? Do we have Nader or something? Big shout out to the Lens protocol guys. But that was a specific things they wanted to do, like using Infura and verifiable credentials. Awesome. So 40K on that. We also thought about Truffle, and we have small bounties. So testing locally zero config. That's one prize. We also deploy for dApps using MetaMask and Truffle dashboard. I don't know how many of you guys are using still Truffle dashboard, but it's actually much faster during this last period. Deploy a dApp or a layer 2. So layer 2 is like like our rollups, zk-sync, like Scroll, any rollups out there you wanna combine. That's also cool stuff to use. Build a meta snap using Truffle Snapbox. So this is in the Truffle category, but in theory you can check out the Truffle Snapbox. It's basically like a monorepo on steroids that you can use, and it's actually quite good. And there is also a full blog post how to use the Truffle Snapbox. And in those boxes there are different ones, but the Truffle React box, that's also quite cool, and this is also a customized price that you can target. We have also a small one. I don't know how many you use now right now using Scribble and Myth. Raise your hand for smart contract auditing. But we have a small 1K bounty on contribution to Scribble properties using Infura for a multi-chain deployment. So yeah, so I mean, those are the bounties. And there are a bunch of us, and really like our goal is not just mentoring and inspire you like on building cool dApps and snaps. It's really like creating this relationship that take your builds further. And all my colleagues are year round, so you will meet them during the next 2-3 days. Cool. Shout out to those guys that they traveled the world to come here. Nice. Cool. Those are the faces. But really, like, quick reminder, and I will stop here. We push a bunch of resources and links on the description on the bounties in Buidlbox. Cool, really cool tool. And remember always, even if it's not your first Denver, have fun build cool relationship, and just grow personally, professionally, and looking forward to all your submissions. Thank you, guys. Woo.
Cool. So I'm gonna play a couple more videos here. And these are from the rest of our presenting and track sponsors. And then if you haven't yet, if you go to ETH Denver's YouTube account, you will actually find all the videos for all the bounties that were provided by the sponsors, as well as judging videos. So this year, we really tried to make sure that it was very clear for all the Buidlers on how our sponsors are judging your projects. So, but right now, let's start with Near. This is a great. Let's see.
Hello, Nia World. It's your friendly neighborhood influencer, bruh, David Morrison. But I need, for a moment, for us to get serious. Nia needs your help. We're looking for developers to make Nia more simple, scalable, secure, and sustainable, aka make Nia more awesome. Nia is offering new bounties for a range of Web3 verticals, including DeFi, content, search, social media, interoperability, smart contract history, and a ton more. And you can still build with Solidity and use Aurora's Rainbow Bridge to connect the Ethereum, Nia, and Aurora ecosystems at the click of a few buttons. We have got a ton of bounties across 3 main prize pools: Proximity, Aurora, and DevGo. We've got about 60,000 USDC in prizes up for grabs. Now, to see the full list of bounties, that's every single one, head over to the Nia at ETH Denver website on
nia.org/Denver.
nia.org/Denver. Now, time for all the boring stuff. Project submissions open up at 8 p.m. on March 4th, and they will close strictly at 8 a.m. on Sunday, March 5th. If you come waltzing in at 8:01, expecting our incredible judges to take a look at your project submission, I'm afraid it's over. You have to be on time, and I know that's going to be difficult with all the parties going on, but if anyone can do it, you can do it. Bounties will be judged by a plethora of incredible Web3 reps from Aurora, Proximity, and the developer governance ecosystem of Nia. With that in mind, let's get hacking. Boom. Let's get hacking. Hack. And get hacking. Ethereum without limits. Create without limits. Nia.
That has to be one of the most creative bounty videos I've seen. All right, this is Hedera.
Welcome, builders. I'm Matt Woodward, the head of developer relations at Swirlds Labs for Hedera, the layer 1 leaderless proof of stake network where high performance applications come to thrive, and we would love for you to build with us. This year at ETH Denver, we would love you to connect with our network and have the chance to get to know some of the core components that we've got within it, specifically our consensus mechanism and how fair that really is. So to do that, we've created a feature bounty for you to create a game of musical chairs. Yes, that very old game where everybody finds a chair and somebody misses out when the music stops. So we want you to create an application that mimics that in a virtual way where your users can connect to it and essentially go through the experience of playing musical chairs and pressing or clicking a button or interacting with the application so that they can denote that they've chosen a chair when the music stops. And we'll go through that same philosophy of rounds where we're going to knock somebody out each round until we're left with one chair and one final winner. Now, this bounty will come with 2 prizes, a first place prize of 15,000 USDC and a second prize of 10,000 USDC. So we're looking forward to having you build with us, exploring Hedera, coming to know how fair our consensus mechanism is, and working through an example where you will build on our EVM compatible smart contract service and show us that verified timestamps when your users interact with the game to show that the fair ordering is coming through and surfaced up into the app. So you can essentially show users where they've come in fair ordering with your application of musical chairs. We really hope you enjoy this experience and get a chance to connect with our network more, come to understand what Hedera is about and how it works, and also to get more familiarity with what the development experience is like. We look forward to having you as part of our community as you build out your musical chairs game using our EVM compatible smart contract service and work through that with us as we sort of are there at ETH Denver with you. We look forward to supporting you, look forward to hearing how your experience is building with us, and most importantly, having fun along the way. Best of luck, and I look forward to seeing what you create.
All right. Now we're moving over to the NFT, Metaverse, and Gaming track.
Game 7 is presenting 8 bounties at ETH Denver this year worth more than $30,000. So who are we at Game 7? We're a community formed to tackle the most pressing challenges facing Web3 gaming through crowdsourcing to create public goods that are owned by many. Let's take a look at what's on offer. Auto-approved transactions using MetaMask snaps. Every time a Web3 game wants to do an in-game transaction, a MetaMask window pops up to sign the transaction. This is a poor user experience. Receive this bounty by helping us improve auto transaction snap. Any submission that receives a Game 7 bounty will also be prioritized for a Game 7 grant. Expand and improve the Diamond Blueprinter. When we surveyed more than 100 developers for our Game Developer Report, we found that most developers find the lack of off-the-shelf audited smart contracts challenging. Our Diamond Blueprinter organizes commonly used contracts that allow for customizability. Help us improve on it for this bounty. Verifiable on-chain randomness. Generation of random numbers is necessary for multiple areas, but Web3 presents some challenges, like the fact that smart contracts are deterministic, meaning anyone with the code and input can predict the output. Come up with creative solutions to challenges like this to be awarded this bounty. Best Web3 game experience built with Hyperplay. The top 2 projects that build the most delightful gameplay experience using Hyperplay will be awarded this bounty. Hyperplay is a Web3 native desktop game launcher and aggregator of game stores. It overlays the player's MetaMask or Wallet Connect wallet in every game the player plays, even if it's a native desktop game. Migrate the Hyperplay graphical overlay to macOS. Hyperplay's desktop application is available for macOS, but its overlay feature cannot support native Mac games. Help us port our work from DirectX and DXVK to Apple's Metal Graphics library or Vulkan. Next up, Dungeon Masters for on-chain games. A Game Master is defined as an Ethereum account holding a Game Master badge. It can be a human, a bot, or a smart contract. Build an automated Game Master for Moonstream's Garden of Forking Paths to get this bounty. Build a quest. Build a single summon quest with an exceptional user experience. Define the quest, the tasks needed to complete it, and the acceptance criteria and tools needed to measure completion. Summon is the ultimate gamified DAO governance toolbox that takes your favorite experiences from your favorite games and applies them to DAO governance. Build a quest integration. Design and implement an integration for Summon with any Web 2 or Web 3 technology. These 8 bounties and tens of thousands of dollars are up for grabs. Good luck and have fun.
Cool. If you're looking for inspiration in regards to all the bounties that Game 7 just did, we did an episode with Game 7 talking about different use cases that they see that they're looking for biddlers to biddle on. So if you go to our YouTube channel or to our Twitch, you should be able to find a previous episode with Game 7 where we spent about, I don't know, 30 minutes talking about these ideas. And there might be something in there that inspires you to start biddling. All right, the next one that we have is Circle.
Sealy, and I lead community at Circle. We're excited to be a part of ETH Denver and to bring you 3 bounties. Today, I'm going to tell you a little bit about our bounties, but first, here is some background on Circle. Circle unites people, businesses, communities around a common purpose, building a more open, prosperous world. As the issuer of USDC, Circle offers cross-chain infrastructure, payments, APIs, programmable wallets to empower developers to compose novel experiences with USDC and unlock mainstream use cases. Developers all over the world can tap into USDC for payments, trading, financial services, treasury, marketplaces, in-game economies, and more. Developers can accelerate time to market with Circle's Web3 services platform and ecosystem grant programs. They can also magnify growth with Circle Ventures. All right, so we're offering the following bounties. 2 different bounties in the feature bounty category. One is unlock opportunities with cross-chain transfer protocol. I'm excited about this one. For this, there'll be 1 winner and the prize is $2,500. The second is another exciting one, which is embed streaming USDC payments into your app. There'll be 2 winners in this category and they each can win $2,500. Finally, we have 1 bounty in the early stage startup category. This one is titled Build Web3 Businesses at Scale. For this, there'll be 1 winner. Got to be real good. And you could win $4,000. We chose these bounties because we wanted to incentivize builders helping to integrate USDC into centralized applications. The Build-a-thon platform and ETH Denver website will contain a full description of our bounties, how to contact us, where our booth is at, and how to add our bounties to their project. In order to be the most successful, we highly recommend using the following resources. All right, so you have circle.com developers. This is where you can explore resources and information on our blockchain APIs, Web3 SDKs, and more to help developers like yourself use USDC and EuroC. Also, we have our Discord, and you can visit that at discord.com, invite build on Circle. If you have any questions looking to connect, you can join our Discord and reach Circlers just like myself. Overall, we're really excited to have you all be a part of this and can't wait to see what you built.
Cool. All right. Well, that is all for bounties as it relates to both the track and the presenting sponsors. If you have not yet watched any of the other videos, again, if you go to our YouTube channel, you'll find all the videos that our sponsors have created for their bounties, as well as judging videos. And then if you are on BiddleBox, you'll also find the different bounty videos and judging videos, if they created them, on their pages. So that wraps up the bounty part for today. There's going to be a lot of workshops going on for the rest of the day. And we have some great talks and some great panelists and some fireside chats. And I'm going to invite Danny to come up here and Miko, and they're going to actually talk a lot about what the content looks like for ETH Denver 2023, as well as what it looks like for Buidl Week. So, are you guys ready? I'm ready. Danny's amazing. She spent, I don't know, the last 60 hours just building all the content.
It's more like 400, but
400?
cool.
Okay. All right.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having us today. We're so excited. You're the first ones to arrive at ETH Denver. Here today with me is Miko, who...
Hi.
Yeah, Miko is a podcast host as a moonlight, right? That's your side gig?
That's right. That's my side hustle.
Really, side hustle, exactly. So I figured he was the right person to really sit down and have this little conversation with. What is your podcast about?
So it's about the people of blockchain and Web3. So would love to have you on. Definitely it's very people. I just had John Paller on,
I saw, yeah.
He's a lot of fun.
Definitely. So I figured who better today than to sit down with us and talk a little bit about what we've done with ETH Denver this year. As you all know, ETH Denver started as a very small community-run conference. And the first ETH Denver back in 2018, there was maybe like 300 something people. And each year it doubled and tripled and quadrupled in size. Last year, we were expecting about 4,500 people and over 8,500 checked in. And that was sort of the turning point where we realized that ETH Denver had become a crypto innovation festival and it needed a new home. So the first change on ETH Denver is what you're seeing here today. We have this awesome warehouse as our Buidl Week hub venue. And then starting March 2nd, we're going to move over to the Spork Castle, which is replacing the Sports Castle as our main venue. We have had over 20,000 people register already for the collective events. So we really think that Denver is about to really get hyped up and be the most exciting week of the year for Denver, in my opinion. So with that in mind, we have over 500 content sessions put together for you with extraordinary speakers all around. This is most certainly a team effort. It's a giant team of volunteers that's come together on the content side to do this. We had 42 expert reviewers who went in every single track and made sure that every single application was read. We received over 2,000 applications for speaker apps at ETH Denver, and every track had expert reviewers and coming through. And out of those, we then had meta curators that went in and made these final selections. And what you see in the schedule today is really a labor of love. Tons and tons of volunteers coming together to put this for you. And what Miko and I wanted to do here today was highlight some of the coolest talks that we really like, that we want to super suggest that people check out. So with that, Miko, I know you've been browsing through the schedule as someone who's exploring and looking at this new content. What do you think about it?
Yeah, so this is just a smorgasbord. I'm really kind of it's just so awesome. I'm excited about a lot of these new topics, right? So one of the topics that I'm excited about is shared security. So I think that's really interesting. I think there's some new, is eigenlayer degen? There's a whole bunch of cool questions you can ask about shared security. So I'm excited about that. I personally feel like I have close to zero knowledge about zero knowledge proof. So I'm super excited. There's definitely some great zero knowledge proof stuff coming up.
Yeah, and actually speaking of zero knowledge related content, later this afternoon, there's actually going to be an awesome primer on zero knowledge from the perspective of a non-PhD, which means that, some of us have a shot of understanding it, which I think is really important as well. So this year, we've balanced a lot of entry-level content alongside really advanced content as well. And if you notice that each talk is color-coded as if you were in skiing. So we have your greens, your blues, your blacks. And I mean, it really we even have a track at the main venue called the Bunny Slopes, where they have all this extraordinary content, and it's not 101. It's just content that doesn't require previous knowledge or deep technical understanding in order to understand what's interesting about those talks. So later today, there's that primer on zero knowledge from a non-PhD, which I think is super cool. Later today as well, there's actually a really awesome secret talk that we just dropped into the schedule an hour ago. So it was sitting there with a placeholder that said how to mediate conflict. But in reality, what we bring to you today is a story about the inside workings of Shapeshift DAO and how they dealt with conflict. And so we have the head of engineering coming in to really share an insider's view as to how this went down. It's a spicy story about conflict and the fact that DAOs are not corporations. They don't have clear structures. So how you do conflict resolution. If you guys were here and you saw Joseph DeLong's tell-all on the sushi, on the sushi swap DAO story, this is something along the same lines, and we're really excited to kind of hear what he has to say about that later today. What's another topic that you saw on the schedule that was interesting?
I wanted to shout out Jorge is running a session on Latinas in Web3. Like, I think, inclusion is a big topic. So I just think I'm excited for that.
Yeah, and I actually want to do an extra shout out that I asked Jorge to put together a session on Latinos in general in Web3, and he came back at me and said, actually, I found amazing badass women in the space, so it's just going to be that. And I was like, okay, all right, this is so rad. So yeah, we're super, super excited to have that. We actually have a lot of really cool talks that focus on diversity and inclusion this year. So we have a cool talk that, are things I cannot say on stage, but essentially it translates something loosely to down with the matrix, down with the matrix, bring back the matriarchy, and like why the Web3 revolution is going to be led by LGBT builders, and another one that explores, the African diaspora. So we've definitely leaned in hard into really emphasizing that Web3 is open to everyone. Everyone is welcome, that our current community is extremely diverse, and that we at East Denver are very, very proud to have all those extraordinary speakers with us here today. We also lean very, very heavy into deep technical content. So I would be remiss not to mention that Danny Ryan is going to be doing a keynote from the Ethereum Foundation. He's going to be on the main stage later, next weekend, and he's going to talk about his vision for the next 5 years of Ethereum. So I think that's really going to be something pretty novel that we haven't really seen, and we're curious to really hear from the foundation and from the top leaders where they're going. We also have a really cool meta level talk coming in from Hasib, the founder of Dragonfly Capital, and he's really going to talk about the learnings that we have had from this year, which has been, a little bit of a roller coaster year for crypto for sure. So those are some interesting ones to discuss. What else, Miko?
I'm super excited about the bridging. Actually, there's several bridging sessions, right? But one of the ones I'm excited about is, I think it's something like why bridges suck or something like that, which that caught my eye.
How not to get hacked, how not to get wrecked, why bridges are. Yeah, we have a lot of bridging content this year. I'm glad you mentioned that. Because bridges are super, super important in terms of interoperability, and also super, super, super potentially, risky vectors of attack. So
yeah, everything bad, right? And it's one of the amazing things, because I'm super excited to attend this one, which is the future of Ethereum, right? Because one of the cheeky things I always ask people who are kind of doing novel L1 and things like that is, I always say, would you rather be across from basically across a bridge or across a roll-up, right? And it's a cheeky thing to say, because obviously the roll-ups are better, right? And then if someone has the nerve to say across from what, I always say across from liquidity, right? Because, basically ETH is where it's at, right? That's kind of my mindset.
Yeah, definitely. And speaking of liquidity, we have 2 really cool liquidity-related panels on the lineup for ETH Denver this year. You can see them in the DeFi track. And, one of them is really covering liquidity from the perspective of, how where does it live? Why does it matter? How does it work? And it's pretty straightforward, I would say. And then there's a really fun one by John Gu, the co-founder of Alpha Lab Capital, that is titled "No Rest for the Liquid."
Ooh, I like that.
And I have to say that the title is very catchy. It caught our eye. We were very excited to then see the synopsis, and really we're curious to hear his takes on exploring the role of market makers. So
yeah, the other liquid that I think is kind of interesting is all about LSD. Right. So the liquid staking derivatives, right? So obviously, with all the rainbow colors here, you could kind of maybe get on some LSD, right? So I'm looking forward to the Stakewise talk, because they're going to talk about basically how to get decentralized liquid staking derivatives. So I think that's pretty important when it comes to sort of the latest trends in kind of managing Ethereum liquidity and staking.
Yeah, absolutely. So liquid staking and distributed validators have been some of the hottest, most in-demand topics that we have for this year. You mentioned Stakewise. We also have the OBOL crew on stage on a validator panel. We have the team coming in from Diva, Distributed Validators. Yeah, they're doing that too. We have Rocket Pool. We have, I think, a crew from Coinbase Cloud as well. I mean, it is an extraordinary lineup on that. I do want to highlight a really, really fantastic female speaker on the topic of distributed validators called Christine Kim. She is at Galaxy and previously was a researcher for CoinDesk. And she is going to be giving a presentation on unstaking and how complex of a process it is. I didn't know this when we first started having this conversation, but apparently there's a lot of mistakes you can make that will potentially lock your ETH up, and then you need some ninja skills to potentially recover it when you're in the process of unstaking.
I like that. Mistakes.
Yeah, mistakes. And so I would definitely recommend to anyone who, has staked and is thinking about potentially, unstaking or restaking or moving things around, definitely recommend that you pay close attention to Christine Kim's talk. She's going to do a thorough overview of what that looks like. What are the risks and rewards, and how do you ensure that you go through this process safely? And so your funds are SAFU. And so, so we have that. And then she's going to be also moderating a panel with some awesome participants from the industry, which include Alex Stokes from the Ethereum Foundation and a handful of other leaders in that space. So yeah, props to liquid staking and distributed validators.
Yeah, this has been a really amazing year. I think the attendance is going to be, how big is it going to be?
So it's hard to tell because we give everyone free tickets, and it's one of those things where you're like, well, it's hard to tell if people are going to come or not. We tend to assume from past years that we get about 50 to 70% of people who get a ticket will show up. Last year we were wrong. It was closer to 90%. And but that was, that was a smaller venue in a different time. So we're not entirely sure. We're expecting somewhere between 10,000 to 15,000 people to show up throughout the week. There's a series. So what's really cool about Buidl Week is that we're not the only ones hosting content. So I definitely want to shout out some of the awesome decentralized community-driven events that are lining up their own amazing content. So I keep getting hit up about WalletCon. And I think it's Pedro and the Wallet Connect team that have been putting that together. So I think that, that's been really cool to hear that now there's an entire summit about wallets, because we have some interesting content about wallets. We have MPC, but as we have a short segment on it. They're doing an entire day.
I was kind of interested in account abstraction. So there's a couple talks on that.
There's definitely a couple talks on account abstraction. We actually are really excited to welcome Dror and Yov from the Ethereum Foundation. They're flying in from Tel Aviv, and they're actually the team at the Ethereum Foundation that is working on account abstraction. So you're going to hear it straight from the researchers, on the ground. They're going to be, I think it's either Thursday or Friday, I believe, that they're going to be talking about this. We also have Cami Ramos, who is DevRel at Fio Labs. She is going to be doing a talk titled Account Abstraction for Everyone. And again, this is sort of taking the idea that we recognize that our builders and our attendees are in different stages of their blockchain journey and exploration. And we're really trying to build out content that is interesting to everyone and understandable to everyone. And so Cami is going to be doing it from a developer perspective, but at a much more understandable level than, for example, if you sit down in Dror's talk, you should already know what account abstraction is and how it works, and then it goes through. If you sit down in Cami's talk, you can be a developer that says, hey, I heard about this a lot. I think it's interesting. I want to learn more about this. And I think that's really cool.
So Danny, what are the side events that you're sort of the most excited about this year?
Okay, so there's two types of side events, right? There's the content-driven side events, and then there's the the party side events. And so I have to say I've spent more time looking at the content ones, and I have a lot of catching up to do on the party ones. So if people hear of a good party, let us know. we've been living in our content cave for the past few months. But I did hear, Simona Pop is putting together Shelling Point, really focusing on public goods and social impact. That's next Thursday. Super, super pumped about that. Zach Seward, who was previously the managing editor at CoinDesk, is putting together the Interoperability Summit. So should be like, honestly, Zach is like one of the humans I think puts together some of the most extraordinary content and people. So I think that's going to be like an awesome set of talks and panels that he's curated. We have heard there's a secret Gitcoin retreat happening. Sorry, guys.
Oh, wow.
So if you happen to find yourself around and you track them down, I think they're kicking off on the 27th. So public goods. They have an application process, so technically it is open if you know where to look for it. But I heard that's going to be really fun, and it's like, apparently in a very fun location, but you have to commit to like 2 days. It's like a
secret.
Yeah. So we have that one. What else have I heard? I heard, Shannon Wells from LivePeer is putting together the Creator Economy Summit on the 27th. That should be really, really cool. That one's going to take place at the Source Hotel. And it's really going to focus on Web3 social media, decentralized platforms for creators, and highlighting some of the awesome humans that are on the more left side of the creative spectrum, and the ones who are really fueling part of that NFT revolution. So I think that should be really cool. But yeah, I mean, there's honestly, if you look around, if you look on the Buidl Week schedule, we've included so many of those side events, and I think there's even more happening. But we really like to focus on enabling Buidl Week to be a time of decentralized content creation, so that everyone can participate and the community can continue to build something for itself.
Yeah. So just one really quick note is that I think that maybe like, the core team of this is absolutely like a labor of love, right? Like this conference it's amazing. It's free, right? Think about that. That is really shocking. And I just wanted to make sure everyone appreciates Danny and appreciates the whole team, because so if you kind of catch her walking around, like definitely, say thank you. This is an amazing event. And I think the thing that's really kind of cool is that, she's probably going to say you're welcome, and I think that like you are welcome, right? In the sense that like, come here and like, this is your place. Like we're building like a tribe here. And, I think you're all like, wherever you come from, like, this is now like your village.
Thank you, Miko. And actually, the concept of villages that you brought up is actually a perfect segue into how the Sport Castle is shifting this year. So we do want you to find your tribe. And because of that, we've created 5 villages inside of ETH Denver Sport Castle. So when you enter the main venue, you're immediately going to land in a village called Regionlandia, which is where we're placing a lot of the public impact track conversations and panels. It's really focusing on public goods. It's focusing on the refi movement. It's focusing on solar punks. It's also addressing topics like identity and privacy, because we feel that those are extraordinarily important elements that should belong to the people rather than to corporations. Corporations should not own our identity. Corporations should not be in charge of our privacy. Those are public good rails that we should be creating for everyone. And so that's a really cool piece of content that will go there. Another village is DeFi District. It's for the degens. Either you're going to be excited to be there, or you're just going to want to not, you're just going to want to hover around it. It tends to be a little bit of a binary thing we found. We have the Metaland village, and that's basically going to host all of the talks around NFTs, gaming, the metaverse, social media. It's really an entertainment sort of venue. There's going to be a handful of interspersed performances that go through things like that. We have DAO Town, so really focusing on DAOs and communities. That's one of my, I think that hosts some of like the coolest talks, because you get an eclectic mix, because the reality is that like anyone can form a DAO, and, anyone can be, part of a community. So you start to see the effects of just watching communities have conversations with each other. And then of course, last but not least, we have Devtopia, which is, I would say, the OG ETH Denver track. We built Devtopia with all of our early friends in mind, which is the people who came to hack in the very first years, who are really interested in finding out the latest developments on MEV, or who want to go into these deep dives around ZK implementations or account abstraction. That's really where they go. And if you want to level up on your dev skills, that's also a good place to go hang out, even if it doesn't always make total sense. That's like the highest difficulty level of technical talks that you could go to. And then last but not least, I definitely want to mention we have a really awesome set of privacy programming block. It's going to happen on Saturday afternoon and evening on the main stage at the Sport Castle. And it is a labor of love by 3 extraordinary meta curators who pulled this together. And you're going to see keynote speakers ranging from the co-founder of Tor, as in the Onion Router, Francis Hahn, who is the Facebook whistleblower. Recently, the EU implemented whistleblower protection laws because of the information that she unearthed. We're going to have a keynote by a hacker named Alien. We have just an extraordinary lineup of privacy-focused founders. There's a panel that's going to be moderated by a journalist at CNBC, and she's going to be covering the story of like the war on coders.
Wow.
Yeah, and really like looking at, it's called On the Front Lines, and it's a series of essentially like activists coming from all different walks of life that are in the crypto space. So ranging from Harry, the co-founder of NIM, to Jarrell from Entropy, who are all like involved in some activist related activities that they're going to really be open about and talk on stage. So I think that's going to be really cool. There's also going to be a secret show, a performance by a special guest that we are not allowed to share, but I would certainly advise that you be in the main stage on Saturday night, say ballpark 7 p.m.-ish or so. That'll be really fun. And yeah, I think those are some of the highlights from our side.
Okay, Danny's dropping the alpha, so secret. So definitely be there. Wear your ZK privacy shields, and we'll all be happy to see you.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. I am, yes. Collect.